With so many options, why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 300 undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
And as a kid who grew up in Los Angeles, I have always had a fondness for Disneyland. Some great family memories, some great memories with friends, and some great grad night memories with the girl I was dating at the time, doing things that you're not supposed to do at Disneyland. But that's a different story for a different day. But Disneyland is getting ready to celebrate its 70th anniversary. We've talked about some of this with Nick Poliokini in previous weeks. But today, Disneyland revealed more details about this upcoming 70th anniversary celebration, which is going to include a special ticket offer, entertainment updates, new ride additions, and more. Now, I've always had a fondness for the older rides, but I'm old, so they don't care about me anymore. They're trying to update a lot of the rides to mesh with the movies. Like they updated Pirates of the Caribbean to reflect the movie version of Pirates of the Caribbean. They've updated the Haunted House to be more in alignment with the movie versions of Haunted House. And they're also trying to update the resort as well. Let's start with the live entertainment. Beginning on May 16th and continuing through the summer, the Disneyland Resort 70th celebration will honor 7 decades of happiness and many moments of joy in the making in Anaheim, California. Guests will be able to, quote unquote, celebrate happy with limited time entertainment such as the nighttime parade, Paint the Night, featuring innovative floats, vibrant costumes, incredible special effects, unforgettable music, and so forth. The Paint the Night parade will see the return of Anna and Elsa on the Frozen themed float when it hits Disneyland this summer. The parade will also feature characters from Pixar's Monsters Incorporated, Cars, and Toy Story. Once again, always want to have that seamless integration between the movies and the in-park experience. Also, Disney animation classics such as The Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast. The fireworks show, Wondrous Journeys, will also return during the celebration. And also, this celebration at Disneyland is not limited to Disneyland, the park. It's also going to include California Adventure, the Better Together, a Pixar Pals celebration parade, and the brand new World of Color Happiness will be at Disney California Adventure. And the brand new show, World of Color Happiness, will explore happiness through a kaleidoscope of emotions, hosted by joy and other emotions from Inside Out and Inside Out 2. They'll have ticket deal and more discounts. And beginning next week on March 11th, visitors can purchase limited time Disneyland anniversary ticket offer, which includes a 3-day, 1 park per day ticket for as low as $120 per day, totally $360. I know that's complicated. Let me tell you once more. Beginning on the 11th, visitors can purchase the limited time Disneyland anniversary ticket offer. It includes a 3-day, 1 park per day ticket. Like you can go to Disneyland on Thursday, California Adventure on Friday. Can't do both. You can go back to Disneyland on Saturday. So it's a 3-day, 1 park per day ticket for as low as $120 per day, totaling $360. So you have to pay for the 3 days, and it's going to be no less than $360.
I thought when Nick was here, he said that the tickets for this were damn near impossible to get. It's like trying to go to Comic-Con.
Probably. And if you're one of those season pass holders, you probably have first dibs at it. Magic key holder, whatever the names are. Yeah, they're probably, for those people who are uber Disneyland fans, they're probably at the front of the line. And you have to have park reservations for all of this. Guests looking for additional savings can opt for a 4-day, 1 park per day ticket for as low as $100 per day, totaling $400. So, of course, the more days that you purchase, the more savings you will have. And beginning May 16th and continuing through the summer, the Disneyland Resort 70th celebration will honor 7 decades of happiness, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. In the Esplanade between Disneyland Park and Disney California Adventure Park, guests will find a contemporary 50-foot sculpture inspired by Sleeping Beauty Castle with colorful glass panels and golden charms representing the 5 original lands. New 70th anniversary decor will dawn the entire resort, including Sleeping Beauty's castle, which will have an elegant medallion to mark the occasion. So if you are Uber Disney, this is all for you, from rides to attractions to entertainment, the parades, everything's going to be updated. In sunny Mexico, It's a Small World at Disneyland Resort, Miguel and Dante from the Disney and Pixar film Coco will join the other children in song, Remember Me.
Yeah.
I love that one. This new addition can be spotted when the attraction opens April 25th. And Miguel and his trusted friend Dante will be added to It's a Small World. Then Toy Story Midway Mania and Disney California Adventure will include 70th anniversary nods as well.
Last time that my kids went, they got a chance to go. Actually, they went to the Kiss holiday party. We were here. So I said, look, I will give you my tickets. Of course, we're already going, but I can't go. Y'all go have fun. They loved everything that was there. Pixar Pier, all the new activations at California Adventure. Then they went and said, we love it so much, we're going to get tickets to go to Disneyland ourselves and just go. This is something I would love to attend. I actually would.
I actually appreciate Disneyland California Adventure more now. They've done more with it, with Pixar Pier and other attractions there. It's come a long way from when I last saw it many years ago.
Yeah. When it was just like, there's nothing here. It's just walk around.
There's soar over California. That's it.
Yeah, that was about it. There was the log, the water ride, but it's like, you can get wet. And then the newest attraction was Cars, and that was like, Cars is great, but it was always breaking down. So they said, you know what? We're going to put a whole lot more over here.
Kind of ironic, too. The Cars ride was always it was never in service, because we had a number of holiday parties there at night. It was never running.
Of course, it's the most popular one.
Right. Yeah. It's like, that's the whole point of coming to the park.
Yeah.
If you're not going to go there, then,
It is a dope ride, though. I love it.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. To me, the Incredicoaster on the coast holiday party.
Oh, hell,
there's no one there. We would get on that thing like 50 times in a row because the line just goes. Yeah. And that is one of the most thrilling, safe ride for me. It's like, you don't feel like you're going to die. You just feel like
that's a plus.
No. You're just kind of like, you're looking at it like, ha, I beat you, death.
I see what you mean, because that launch is pretty epic. After that, it's like, it's a good coaster.
It's fun,
but that first launch, it's like you're going to get sent to the moon.
Yeah, I don't do coasters much anymore. I just don't need my stomach, up in my throat. I don't like that falling feeling. Extreme, but. Okay.
But when Dash is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pow, that thing takes off. Yeah. Ooh, hold on to your butt.
Yeah, I'll leave that to the younger folks. I'll leave it to the 20-year-olds and the teenagers. That time for me is past. I'm confident enough to admit that, and just let it go.
Real quick, one thing I took from all of this is that this is proof positive that as much as you may think Disney is losing, they're obviously not, because this is a major, major rollout that is already next to damn near sold out. So I don't know what all the Disney is over. They went woke and went broke. I'm like, not so much.
It's almost wish casting. Actually, it is wish casting, because you want that which you think doesn't espouse your worldview to fail. And the belief is if you just keep saying it enough times, it'll speak it into existence. No, Disney's keeping your movie theaters open. Disney theme parks is doing well. And that's saying nothing of Disney real estate ventures that they've also started doing.
Yeah, that's keeping tourism annually alive in Southern California, period. Because outside of, say, Comic-Con or, maybe we'll get a World Series, Freeway Series game. So there isn't a lot of things that are happening on a daily basis in California that are keeping tourism alive. God bless the other parts, but people aren't flying in from out of state to go to Knott's Berry Farm. They're just not. Okay?
Hush your mouth.
I'm sorry. I don't care if they partner up with Magic Mountain or not. People aren't flying from around the world to say, hey, man, you know where you got to go? Knott's Berry Farm.
No, they will go to Disneyland. Oh, and by the way, we can also go to Knott's Berry Farm.
As they pass by. Yes.
Right.
I'm not hating Knott's. I'm not hating. I'm just saying.
Sounds like it, but
He's not saying.
Yeah, but he's just saying. KFI AM 640. We're live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app. We have a Fyre Festival 2 update, kind of, sort of. Is it really going to happen? We'll find out.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
We told you about Fyre Festival 1 back when it fell apart. We talked about Fyre Festival with the subsequent documentaries. There were 2 of them. And how it was probably the worst planned event / scam in the history of, I'll say, conventions, concert conventions or getaways, whatever we want to call it. The founder, if you will, creator of Fyre Festival, went to jail. And he went to jail for years, and he had to pay $26 million of restitution, Billy McFarland. Now that McFarland is getting out of prison, he's trying to do Fyre Festival 2 when Fyre Festival 1 never even actually happened. But Fyre Festival 2 was supposed to be, it was touted to be, taking place at Isla Mujeres. And we know that McFarland was selling packages to Fyre Festival 2 for more than thousands of dollars. So packets were about $1,400, ranging to $1 million. Already selling these packages, already promoting the hotels which will be involved. The only problem is none of the hotels, nor does the Director General of Economic Development and Tourism for Isla Mujeres know anything about the event. Quote, "We have no knowledge of this event, nor contact with any person or company about it. For us, this is an event that does not exist." And that's Edgar Gasca, Director General of Economic Development and Tourism. The location has no idea about this event. The hotels, which are supposed to be connected to the event, have no idea and have had no contact from anyone surrounding the event. An event which is being thrown by a criminal who just got out of jail for scamming people the last time he tried to have this event. If you should say deja vu is the phrase of the day, then you would be correct. Because from where I sit, it looks like another scam in the making. Now, McFarland, he wanted to get out in front of this, knowing that this news was coming out, and he went to Instagram, social media, to tell his side. This is what he had to say.
Good evening, everybody. I have a really important Fyre update. Last week, I did an interview on the Today Show, and since then, the story has been shared, retold, twisted, and covered by journalists from all over the world.
Like KFI.
I figured it would be best to hear directly from me what's actually happening.
Instead of Mo Kelly.
First, Fyre 2 is real. Second, we have incredible partners leading the festival. They're in charge of all the logistics, productions, and operations. This includes an incredible production team in Mexico who does not F around.
Q.
There is no way they would ever take on a fake festival.
¿Quién?
3, we have accommodations.
Where?
Naturally, this is a huge point of emphasis given the issues surrounding Fyre 1.
Mm-hmm. Which didn't happen.
Our accommodations include contracts for the number of villas, yachts,
where,
and hotels.
What? No specifics.
It also includes 2 hotels.
Which ones?
Who were contacted by the media and in response gave misleading statements saying they never heard of Fyre and they aren't working with us. After hearing this, I asked my team to terminate those contracts and to focus on the hotels and other partners who are eager to work with and support Fyre.
Which ones? Give us
4,
one.
we have talent. Artists, athletes, and other performers are on board and scheduled for Fyre 2.
Who?
5, restitution is being paid.
To whom? By whom?
Since being released 30 months ago, I've made 40 payments to restitution.
How much?
I've also made it my mission to do more than legally required. Part of this has been giving a large percentage of Fyre 2's budget and profits directly to restitution.
Who?
6,
I'm a freaking owl.
my partners and I have remained in communication with local and state government to ensure full compliance and a successful event that benefits the local economy, shares the beauty of the Mexican Caribbean with the world, and helps make right for all of the wrongs.
Criminal.
7, Fyre 2 is moving forward, and we are moving forward with full integrity. From now on, updates will come directly from me.
Oh, that makes me
I look
feel better.
forward to continuing to work with my great partners to bring the vision of Fyre to life and to help make right for all of the wrongs. If anybody wants to join us and help us make history and help show the truth of the vision and the intentions, please DM me. I'm here day and night. Thank you very much, and I look forward to sharing this with the world.
You know what? I'm going to DM him and see if I can get his ass on this show.
That certainly inspired confidence.
Seriously, it's like, you can't give us one specific, and the hotels, I guess, who are giving misleading statements, you're going to cut the contract you had with them that no one even knew existed.
Why, if only Bernie Madoff was still alive so I could reinvest with him.
And then I'm sure when he says my team, it's probably just him. Yeah.
It's him and an intern who's probably dating.
Yeah, or desperate.
Gosh,
because I don't know who'd want to work with them after seeing those documentaries.
Don't you miss shame?
It doesn't exist anymore. That's why. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
He's not ashamed of anything he did. And as far as he's concerned, everything he's doing now is on the up and up, even though he cannot give us any information about any hotel, any artist, any accommodation, any agreement in place about anything. Nothing. He had no information to give, all generalities, and it's coming from the mouth of a convicted criminal of what? Doing the exact G-damn thing.
And Ja Rule didn't even...
What?
Now, see, this is different from the Fyre Festival that was held to raise money for the victims of the Southern California wildfires.
This is FYRE.
Yes, remember when we first talked about that, they had no artists to speak of. They just knew that they were doing this major event. Why could we count on them to do that? Because they did have a venue. They did have a date. They had outlets. They already had contracts in place that they published. They said, hey, here is where it's going down. Here is our partnerships. They named who they were partnered with. The only thing they held back on was the artists. And guess what they said? We will be announcing the artists in the coming weeks, not mystery artists here, there, there. No, that's how it's done. You have someone who already has the capital, the knowledge base to do it, the resources, and the history of doing it. This guy who had his friend take one for the team is not to be trusted. Not to be trusted at all.
I'm going to reach out to him tonight when I get home on a slip and slide.
You
Please
have to. Do you know how good that conversation will be?
Oh, my God.
He might try to book you to perform. Why not?
Mo's going to host. Mo, we got you booked right now for a live broadcast. Like, wait, what?
Or I'll only come on if you promote the festival.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll promote it.
Yeah, promote it, yeah.
It's Later with Mo Kelly. KFI AM 640 live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app, which actually exists. This show exists.
What?
iHeartRadio app exists. Mark Rodder, he exists. KFI News exists. It's not a scam. It's not a fraud.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Stefan, you'll have to choose for us. I don't trust Mark Rodder, and Tuala already knows the choices.
Oh, boy.
You'll choose. Are we starting with the story where the woman strips naked, walks screaming down the aisle of a Southwest Airlines flight? Or we want to talk about the Alaska Airlines flight attendant who was fired for twerking on the job. She's now speaking out. Which one are we starting with?
We got to start with the strip.
Okay. A Southwest Airlines flight from Houston to Phoenix had to return to the gate after a passenger, a woman, stripped naked and began screaming before takeoff. This was on Monday. And there's video. It was taken by a passenger and shown by the NBC affiliate KPNX in Phoenix, and it shows the woman completely undressed, walking up and down the aisle while yelling. The flight from Hobby Airport in Houston was delayed for over an hour. The Houston Police Department said in a statement to NBC News that it received a call at 3:30 p.m. Central Time on Monday that a passenger took off her clothes on a flight and was causing a disturbance. And the woman was removed from the flight and transported to the Neuropsychiatric Center at the Harris Health Ben Taub Hospital in Houston for medical evaluation. No charges filed, and her name was not released. What's the first question that we should all ask? What's the first question?
First question?
Yes.
Foosh.
No, he's one, though. The first question was she hot?
Oh, I thought it was the seatbelt light still on? Come on, Foosh.
To me, this is one of those things where I'm like, it sounds a lot better in the story than I can imagine. I mean, this is almost like nude beach type stuff. We don't know. Nude beaches, in theory,
it's never the one.
It's never right. I'm quite sure the woman who took off her clothes and ran up and down the aisle on the plane
didn't look like Halle Berry.
Yeah, she wasn't hot. Okay, life doesn't work out like that.
This would be reported differently if that was the case,
right? She would not have been arrested. That's for sure.
That's for sure.
And she probably would have ended up on OnlyFans or something. Speaking of OnlyFans, remember the Alaska Airlines flight attendant, former flight attendant now? She was twerking in the aisle while on the job before a flight. She put it up on social media. Not surprisingly, she got fired.
Oh, come on.
Ugh, I remember her.
You can't even have peanuts on a flight. Give me something. Real quick, I saw that video, and I mean, I'm guessing their protocols, obviously you're not allowed to do that, but they made it sound way worse than what it was.
No, anytime you're twerking, I don't care if you're making it clap or just making it bounce. You're doing it at the job and you're putting it on social media. You can't do that.
You can't clap at the job.
Oh, come on.
You can't bounce at the job? What?
Anyhow, well, that was basically her argument. She didn't think it was that bad. Listen to this.
She's the flight attendant whose twerking cost her dream job.
I didn't think that, being so happy can turn into something like this.
She was happy twerking.
Wow. We have a new FAA head, and I think he needs to make it rain. Look into this.
FAA what?
Chief.
Being so happy can turn into something like this.
Nell Diallo was having a great time dancing and twerking in the aisle.
She was twerking with a smile. A smile was on her face.
That makes it sound like she was at a club. She was having a great time.
Was she twerking in first class or economy class?
It was economy. I saw the video for research purposes right back by the bathroom. Yeah.
Oh, well, then fire her.
On an empty plane before an early morning flight.
I decided to just take advantage of the moment to wake myself up and kind of get...
Who wakes up with a twerk?
This is getting worse.
Spoken like a man your age.
No. Not by a twerk. The preposition matters.
Oh, okay.
Not woken up by a twerk, but with a twerk.
That did not help her argument. We could all be so lucky.
Just take advantage of the moment to wake myself up and kind of get myself hyped up for my day, basically.
She posted the video on TikTok along with the caption, "What's wrong with a little twerk before work?" But after the video went viral, she says Alaska Airlines fired her.
What?
They fired her?
Alaska Airlines fired her. What did they say to you?
They just said that I broke their social media policy.
Nell had only been on the job for 6 months. She says she was twerking to celebrate the end of her probationary period.
To celebrate the end? Wow.
I bet your ass it was.
Yeah, she was found guilty of emphasizing the second syllable in Alaska.
How did she get the job in the first place? Dumb as a brick.
She says she was twerking to celebrate the end of her probation.
You hear that grand pause? To celebrate the end.
She says she was twerking to celebrate the end of her probationary period.
Why did you decide to post the video?
And I was really proud of myself that I came so far. I just didn't think that my video and my post and the way I was dancing would be deemed as inappropriate.
Well, you're dumb, so yeah, that makes sense.
I need to pause to celebrate the end.
Oh, she was holding. She had junk in the trunk. She did.
Yeah, she did. Yeah,
but that's why, like, again, can't do it on the job, but it was like barely anything, really. But I get it.
Unfortunately, Foosh, and maybe she didn't read the bylaws or the fine print or even the employee manual when she got hired and she's celebrating this probation. She did not read that you cannot do something that is going to bring shame and infamy to your job.
How about this? Let me put it in different terms. You cannot do anything which is routinely done in a sex club on the job.
Yeah.
Okay.
What, you guys have never heard of the Mile High Club? Get out of here. What is this?
And she would be fired for that if she participated in the Mile High Club as well.
All she's doing is advertising Mile High Club.
Pretty much.
I came so far.
She what? Oh, okay. I misunderstood what she's saying.
I came so far. I just didn't think that
You didn't think.
End of sentence. That's it.
Stop there.
I came so far. I just didn't think that.
That's it. I just didn't think.
Didn't think that my video and my post and the way I was dancing would be deemed as inappropriate.
So how did you feel in that meeting when they told you lost your job?
I put on such a proud face every time I...
A proud face? Excuse me, Miss Flight Attendant. Your ass is fired for showing your ass and twerking on the job.
Does United still have the trademark for Fly the Friendly Skies?
Oh, yeah. I'm quite sure they just don't use it in advertisements anymore, but yeah.
If it were up for grabs, so to speak.
Put on such a proud face every time I stepped on that plane. And for them to terminate me without giving me a chance, it just was unfair.
It was unfair? She is the victim?
That word.
She was the victim? She was the one who twerked. She was wiggling her ass. She's the one who decided to upload it. She was... Never mind.
Upload it?
She downloaded it.
It's a victimless crime. I don't see who was harmed by this.
May not have been a crime, but she is not the victim in this. Okay? She chose. She twerked. She got written up. She was fired.
Fair is for children and fantasies. Fair does not exist in the real world. You cannot go to your job and think that if you are at the strip club, I promise you would not get fired. If you were on your OnlyFans page, I promise you would not lose fans. You'd probably get your numbers up.
But you might get fired, though. If you have the OnlyFans page and you are still working as a flight attendant, you might get fired.
I bet you Richard Branson would have given her a raise.
He might have flown her out to the island.
The island.
And for them to terminate me without giving me a chance, it just was unfair.
A representative from Alaska Airlines tells us they don't comment on personnel matters.
Well, they've really hit bottom.
I mean, you got to be some sort of specialist. Like, you should have some comment. It's like Alaska Airlines should be able to say, look at the video. You actually think she's going to keep her job? Come on now.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Before we get out of here, I have my final thought for the week. And I've been ruminating over this for quite some time. And I don't know if people know how sincere I am when I say this about how I want more political competition in this state. It's better for you. It's better for me. It's better for both parties when there's real competition. And you can turn on talk radio here in California. I mean, beyond KFI, but it's inclusive of KFI, but not exclusive to KFI. It could be some other station. And you will hear the never-ending complaints about how much is wrong with the state of California or the county of Los Angeles or the city of Los Angeles or the combination of all of them. I see it on social media. I read your messages. I listen to talk radio more broadly. It's the same complaints over and over again, from homelessness to crime to graffiti, cost of living, all of it. And to some degree or varying degrees, they are all legitimate issues. Do not get me wrong. They're legitimate issues. I'm not so sure the complaints are sincere. And what I mean by that is it's really disappointing me that we've gotten to this place where the complaint seems to be the point of it all. We're not happy unless we're unhappy. We would rather sit back and point and say, look at that graffiti, look at that homelessness, look at this crime, and not really be about the business of doing what needs to be done to provide a viable alternative or work towards solutions. It seems like the complaint is the whole point. As if we really don't want any solutions. We would just rather complain about the Democrat in office or how this is a one-party state. It's a cottage industry. You know what I'm talking about. You probably participated in it. You probably did it today. And I've been begging. And this is sincere. This is really sincere. I've been begging for the Republican Party, for the state of California to get serious for once. Put forth real candidates. And that means developing talent. Not just putting up a tomato can or a potted plant 4 months before the election and cosplay as a real party. And then you say, oh, well, the Democrats cheated. Oh, well, people are too stupid, low information voters, and they voted Democrat again. I guess we got the government we voted for. Not really. But we saw this with Steve Garvey when he was running for senator. He was never serious, never had a chance. Larry Elder, same. Rick Caruso ran as a pseudo-Dem for mayor. He almost won, but he ran as a Democrat, basically trying to fool people. And the Democratic Party never embraced him. And I was musing out loud about Mayor Bass, Karen Bass, who's been in all sorts of trouble, political trouble as of late. There's this recall effort. We talked about that, which is being organized as we speak. Multiple ongoing investigations as to the handling of the fires back in January. I mused out loud then, when will the Republican Party at least act like they want to govern and put up a legitimate candidate to run against Bass in the June 2026 election? There is not a better time, and she is not more vulnerable as mayor. But the Republicans have to be willing to try in this majority Democrat city. Mayor Bass has already declared her candidacy for re-election. And so it got me thinking, and I looked up just to be sure to find out who else is running as of right now. We're about maybe 14, 15 months out. This is the time that you declare. And you know who else has declared their candidacy? Nobody. Not one person. That means not one Republican. Actually, not even one other Democrat to oppose her. For all the hot air about how horrible Mayor Bass is or how she needs to be recalled or how she needs to resign, there is not one Republican even up for public consideration. There is no alternative for us to consider. Not one person who's out there building bridges, not one building their profile, name recognition, relationships, nothing. Not one person, not one Republican. And with each passing day, it makes it even more likely there won't be any serious challengers, even beyond Rick Caruso, who's still playing the role of a Democrat, and he'll probably never be genuinely embraced by the party, which limits his likelihood of becoming mayor. We say we want a choice. We say Democrats have run the city, the county, and the state into the ground. But at no level is the Republican Party even trying. They're just more content to complain. And maybe that sells. Maybe that's just better entertainment. Let's complain about how bad the city, the state, the county is, and just point at the Democrats, not actually trying to offer up a solution or a better way or even a different way. And until the Republican Party specifically starts trying to act as if it wants to do more than complain and actually govern, then nothing will ever change. And we'll get the same politicians and the same level of governance. And maybe that's the whole point of it all. Maybe it's just preferential to complain. For KFI AM 640, I'm Mo Kelly.
Critical thinkers wanted.
KFI
and KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio.